waiting room right now.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom? Back with another live show on KC Sports Report. I'm Michael Darcy. He's Garrett Bailey. Let's dive into the NFL draft, man. But first of all, how are you doing, Garrett?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited for this draft class. It's a really important one for the Chiefs, obviously. I think it's a make or break draft this year for us. So we'll just kind of see what happens with it. But yeah, it's definitely, very few picks for us right now, but maybe we'll get some more. We'll kind of talk about it, I'm sure, while we're drafting and stuff. But yeah, definitely super excited for sure.
Well, before we dive into the mock draft, you haven't really been on the channel before, at least your face hasn't. So why don't you kind of explain to the people what you do behind the scenes and also some of the content that you're putting out?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been doing the draft series behind the scenes. If you guys have seen some of these players' draft profiles, I think we only have a couple out right now, but we've also been editing a lot of our shorts since around December or so, and it's been a great time. A couple of our long form videos as well, and we're just trying to kind of revamp the whole channel. We're gonna have some motion graphics out here soon. I'm pretty excited about, and it's gonna be a great time for sure. But yeah, Darcy let me on the channel, and it's been a heck of a ride for sure.
Guys, I've seen a sneak preview of these motion graphics. It is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So I'm excited to get those, up and running. But it's good to see everybody in the chat. Good to see our mod Cole in the chat as well. But, this is something that we did a lot last year on the channel. Not this early on in the offseason because the Chiefs were going through, a Super Bowl loss and trying to pick up the pieces of that offseason. But we've been talking about the draft for like the last month and a half. And so, now with it being, just another month closer, let's go ahead and get into, a mock draft. And one of the great things that, I'm excited for is Garrett really knows his stuff. I've dove into, some of the top prospects in the first round and the second round, but I haven't gotten all the way through to the third and the fourth. Garrett's ball knowledge is deep. So we're going to go over and do a little mock draft here. Garrett, can you see the draft on the screen?
I sure can.
Okay. I can barely see it because my computer monitor is so small, but we're going to do a full 7-round mock draft. And we're going to do, you want to do normal or fast speed?
Just do normal speed. Just see how the picks roll in, see if it's pretty realistic to what I'm expecting it to go like or not. It's definitely going to be a tough draft this year. I don't think it's going to be as easy as we're all hoping for, but
I think it's also important, guys, comment down below in the chat what you guys would do at pick 9 and also in pick 40. Can you see that well? Okay. Ooh.
I can see that. That's a crazy trade right there already. That would be
pick 9 for pick 17. Okay, I hate to do it, but we have to do that.
Okay, you can hide it for a second.
Wait, there's another one.
Yeah, there might be a couple,
Oof. I don't know why there's that white thing on the bottom of the screen. I don't really love that.
I don't know why there's that bar. It could be like an ad blocker or something like that.
You know what? Yeah. Michael does not like the ad, so that probably is what it is. But what are your initial thoughts?
Well, if you want to hide that real quick for me, I just want to see what the first 8 picks were because something crazy looked like it was going on because I saw Jordan Love still out there right now, or Jeremiah Love, excuse me.
So it looks like,
yeah, I think so. Yeah, so David Bailey. Okay, who was first? First had to be Mendoza, right?
Mendoza. Okay, Bain going second.
Man, I think Bain has a shot to go for us. The only concern with him is that he's a little undersized for what we typically go for at edge. Typically, Spags likes his guys 6'4", 6'5", at least and above. But his production has just been incredible at Miami. His intangibles are great. It's kind of hard to argue with that. But man, if he went second overall, that would definitely get some talks going for sure. And then Jordan Tyson's a pretty solid, bigger wide receiver out of Arizona State right there. That'd be a good solid pick. Obviously, go back to pick number one there, Mendoza. He's kind of just
He's the
the favorite.
consensus.
Yeah. I mean, we all watched him during the national championship this past year. I think you can just see like the energy he plays with, everything decision making wise. I mean, with Chambliss coming out and Dante Moore out, I mean, I don't know who's there to really compete at quarterback this year. That was something that me and Darcy were actually talking about before the show today. So definitely get
I want to talk about that a little bit probably later on in the stream about how you're starting to see some of the players that would have declared for the NFL draft going back to school because of the NIL. I just saw that Trinidad Chambliss of Ole Miss just got granted a 6th year of eligibility. And I mean, I understand in his perspective, but more the Oregon quarterback, like you're never going to go higher. So I don't understand why he wouldn't declare. It has to be money.
I mean, it's all that NIL stuff nowadays, but like, I don't know. I always feel like the end goal was always NFL, but I mean, maybe it's a thing nowadays where guys are like, I don't know how well I'm going to do in the NFL. I'm going to get as many millions or hundreds of thousands I can get right now, and then just see what the NFL gives me. And that might just be where we're at, like just as a whole football census right now, which is just insane to think about. I mean, NIL only got approved like what it feels like a few years ago now, and it's already changed so much. So definitely just like a whole different world of football nowadays.
Okay,
But,
so
yeah.
I hate to do it for the first mock, but I like looking at the trade offers, like we almost have to do this.
I
like,
know, and
17 and 50 and a 6th.
I know. I mean,
Or
but that's
take
where
pick 16 and 44.
I go 16-44. I don't think
I'd
the 6
probably
is
would
going to be
too.
like that worth it. Here's a couple questions we got going on. So, like we talked about in our short the other day, should McDuffie be traded? Like, I don't know if we're gonna get a second or third from him. Another person pointed out that they think Jalen Watson's gone alongside with that. So, I mean, that's McDuffie and Watson, your two top corners, maybe gone in the same year with a lot of issues with cap right now. And so it's like if you don't get that McDuffie trade done, and you don't have any extra picks, do you take something like this? Or, are you getting any free agent running backs right now? Because I'll be honest, when I was looking at that list over there, the only guy that really stands out to me right now is Jeremiah Love. We've talked about it all off season. I think he's been kind of the talk of the town, really, ever since we kind of started doing bad. And you saw this running back room kind of falter this past season. It's been all about Jeremiah Love and like, oh, maybe he's like a Heisman caliber runner. Like, we need to bring him in. And I hear other people say like, well, Breece Hall, then go edge, and like, I'm trying to look at those picks real quick over there. If you
Let me minimize. I
think
we should almost see for this first round if we should trade and see what we could do at 16.
I say let's just do it. Yeah, let's just like test it out for the fun of it. We're gonna skip on Jeremiah Love, which is gonna be it's gonna draw some reactions for Chiefs Kingdom for sure, especially if we don't have a running back free agent at that point. It's gonna be like,
okay, so they took Mekhi Lemon. They took Mekhi Lemon with the pick that
would also be.
I mean, what?
I don't think that's where you're getting into like some unrealistic. I don't know if all those are gonna be real.
I like Banks. I like Sadiq. I don't love Caden Proctor, but
I don't like Caden Proctor. I'd feel better about him here, I guess, just because I mean you did trade down, so you're not picking him at 9 anymore. Keldrick Falk was another guy we could have taken up there. I like him. I think, but you're kind of just drafting him based off of like pure athletic prowess, and
isn't he slow?
Yeah, he's a little bit of a slower. He's just he's big. I mean, I think he's 6'6", around like 285. I mean, I think they had almost as like a D tackle, like defensive end hybrid, but like, I mean, in all fairness, that's what the Chiefs run all the time. We'll swing defensive ends in the interior like crazy on a 4-3 line. So I think that like he's like a little slower, but he could definitely still play that 4-3 defensive end spot. I definitely think that like I feel like he's just more of a raw talent. I just don't feel confident getting him at pick 9 where we were at. I feel like he'd be more of like a second round kind of guy, but his youth, because I think he's like 21 right now, his youth and like that size and the raw talent that he has is going to be like the driving force for a team to trade him that early.
I'll tell you what, to kind of answer the question from Levi, the Chiefs ended up getting pick 16 and 44 trading with the Jets, which if they get that kind of offer, they have to do it. Like you need more draft picks. And I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to take Love at 9. Has Love even gone yet? Oh my gosh, he hasn't.
What?
He is not. I don't think he's gone. Oh
Oh.
my God, he's right there. You know what? Let's draft. I don't even have to think about it. We're drafting Love.
No. Yeah, well, we'll draft Love at 16. We don't have an offseason running back free agent pickup. We got Jeremiah Love though now. I guess 15 teams decided to skip over him, which would be, I mean, that would be like almost Aaron Rodgers levels of like, oh my gosh, like I'm so stunned during the draft. But it would definitely be something to talk about for sure. But yeah, now we have, I mean, 2 early second round picks with that 40. All right, this is nuts, bro.
I mean, I'm going to reject. I would take. I'm being completely like I would take this, but I'm not. Oh my gosh! Again,
I mean, I think I've done one of these simulators before where I just like kept trading down. Like I had like almost the whole third round like on lock, and it's like at that point one of the guys has to hit.
Well, and it's funny because I've done this before. Obviously last year, and no one was trying to really trade with the Chiefs. Like they had the last pick or the second to last pick. Like no one cared. But now you're picking 9. It means something.
Yeah. Well, and this probably has to, I mean, I'm sure it's even like a code thing too. But yeah, I mean, definitely like that early like second round stuff. Like you might still find guys that, I mean, certain teams might have graded first round talent. So I could definitely see people still trying to trade up at this spot for sure. We do have a couple of good picks here. I think TJ Parker has been mocked to us and a couple other guys' drafts I've seen around the league.
I like that corner, but I don't like him this high.
Here's my issue is that I don't know what's happening in the wide receiver room right now. Ever since we made that video on the update about Rashee Rice, we have heard nothing about Rashee Rice. Have you heard anything or seen anything? I have not.
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think of like who we'd even have. So we have Worthy, Rice, obviously, maybe. And then it's like Thornton, and then I like a wash after that. I mean, no one of like really big note I can think of. Like I love Juju on the team and all that, but like I'm not like he's not like a game changer anymore. And like Elijah Surratt was kind of that guy that could beat man coverage last year for Indiana. And it'd be hard to resist because I'm like, I really want a safety or an edge before I get a wide receiver. But, and Omar Cooper right there too, and Zion Young. We had that short recently come out about Zion Young. I told a funny story to Michael. I used to work for Missouri Athletics only a couple of years ago, and I accidentally nailed Zion Young right in the face with a t-shirt toss at a separate athletics event. Yeah,
should have been looking.
I mean, he just like shook his head and he was like, this guy over here, and I was like, that was a bad throw. But
so if you had the chance, would you go TJ Parker or would you take Zion? Because I'm in a position where you need an edge rusher, like over a receiver, you cannot exit the first 2 rounds of the draft and not get an edge.
I completely agree. It might be my Mizzou bias. I know you're a KU guy, but Zion Young looked great. Like, I'm just being honest. He looked great.
I saw him terrorize Jalen Daniels. I get it.
Yeah, Jalen Daniels did not sleep after that night. He was having nightmares of Zion Young being around for sure. I mean,
pooped his pants, but that's
there was a couple of issues with that KU team during that game, I think.
You know what's crazy? I watched that game on the field at the new stadium, just me and somebody, because they were throwing like a watch party. And in the first half, I was like, oh my gosh, we're in this. And then, Ahmad Hardy decided that he wanted to be Ahmad Hardy. And then they Prebula made some good throws down the stretch. But I digress. I'm going off on a tangent.
No, it's good. I mean, it was a fun game to talk about. It was a great second half for Mizzou. It was kind of scary there for a decent bit because I was like, oh my gosh, is KU really that good? But then I was like, nah. I think we just needed a second to get our groove. Like, I'll be honest, that was like one of Bo's best games of last year for Mizzou, and after that, he just fell off a cliff. So I think you guys just had a rough year last
Yeah.
year. And I don't think Jalen Daniels ever developed like I was hoping.
What else is different? What else is new? But K Calhoun 311 says that McNeil Warren will be like a Kyle Hamilton or Eamon Worry, or grab Bama wide receiver Bernard, who is similar to Rice. Hopefully he is not similar to Rice off the football field. But I feel like, while I would like to take a safety or a wide receiver in this class, I don't think that really solves the biggest issue of this team needs to get after the quarterback. Like, I even like, shout out Robert for joining. Like, I love Pons. I think he'd be a great pick in the 3rd round. But the Chiefs cannot take a corner before they take an edge rusher.
Yes and no. I don't know. I'm on the other end of that where I'm like either those safeties or the corners. Like, again, I don't know what the cornerback room is going to look like next year. Is Jalen Watson there? Is McDuffie there? Like, Noah Williams had a great rookie season. Don't get me wrong. But, like, how much do you trust a guy behind Noel to be a 3rd corner? I just don't know how much confidence I have in it. So, like, I actually really don't mind the safety pick as much. I think McNeil is a great, solid talent right there. I think he's from Toledo, if I remember right. I even tossed around the head. I had a mock draft I did the other day where, I mean, Caleb Downs was at 9 and every other guy I really liked was gone. I'm like, I'd rather have like one of these like elite safeties. I mean, I haven't seen us have an elite safety in years. And like Brian Cook had a good solid season last year, but like, was I really that like impressed with him to where we can sign him a big contract?
$15 million in free agency.
Right.
He wasn't that good.
Yeah. And like, Chamari Connor scares me. As much as I want to like the dude, every time I see him on the field, it's like I just think something bad's gonna happen. So like McNeil Warren, I really do not mind at all. I wouldn't mind doing edge and then like a defensive back right here. Like, let's go Zion Young, I'd say.
Okay, we'll go ahead and draft Zion and then take a corner next.
Man, because like again, like. That's crazy.
Ridiculous.
That's a crazy pick.
Why would they do this? Why would they do this?
They'd be out of their mind for that one. But
I'm just gonna reject.
Yeah, no. Those trades seem awesome, but I promise you they would never probably happen.
TJ Parker and Warren are still there.
Oh yeah, that's what I think too. Like I think like that late first, but early second round is like whenever you can really start like looking at like that extra like player again. Like if we had 2 early second round picks, it changes a lot of things. I think that Pons or Warren would be the go-to right here for sure.
Okay, so you're gonna think I'm crazy. For a second, I was like, why the hell do we have pick 74 in round 2? I was like, what, like, why? But I forgot we traded with the Jets. Is this the Jets pick?
I think so. Yeah, this is their 44 pick. Yeah. So again, if we had, this kind of pick right now, it would be, we could start finally looking and being like, okay, this is definitely a good rebuild. These are the picks we have to hit on. I
can you pass up TJ Parker if he's available in round 2?
But I know, but like, we just got Zion Young, and I kind of got to agree with the crowd on this one. Like a McNeil Warren is looking really nice to me.
You know what? We'll take Warren for the sake of this draft. I would absolutely love if they doubled up on edge. If the Chiefs think that they have enough edge rushers, they could probably use one more.
I just feel like there's a couple others in some later rounds that also play edge and like kind of fit our build that I think could do just as good. But
look at the guy! He's right there.
He's still hanging around. It's a lot of waiting though.
Wow,
to do.
Trotter and Johnson.
I can't. Much as I love Mizzou, I
Oh,
can't go back to back Mizzou, but
Emmett Johnson. We
yeah.
gotta. We gotta. Round
We
3,
well,
running
no,
back.
we already got Jeremiah Love for this draft. Otherwise,
Oh,
I would
I
definitely
forgot
say
about that.
yes. Yeah, don't forget about that. But I really did like Emmett Johnson's tape. I know people are concerned about like straight line speed and all that kind of stuff. But like his vision, like I really like those like cuts that he does. I mean, his horizontal like lateral quickness is just like ridiculous. I mean, he puts guys on skates all the time, and I love to watch it. I get where people are like, oh, it's like a CEH thing or whatever, but I think CEH was in a completely different scenario that Emmett Johnson was, whereas Emmett Johnson was kind of the like one of the workhorses of this offense versus CEH, which is a part of like this massive mechanical machine that was the 2019 LSU Tigers.
Yeah, the
Uh,
national championship with Jamar Chase and
Yeah, everyone on that
and
team was like an all pro or pro bowler at some point, except for Thaddeus Moss, who I was like sold
I
on at
thought he
the
was gonna be
time.
so good, bro. I thought he was gonna be so good.
I was like, oh, it's Randy Moss's son. He plays tight end. I was so determined that guy was gonna be great. But that's what drafting is for you. But Emmett Johnson's just a guy I really like. If we didn't have Jeremiah Love, I would definitely consider him, especially if you get like a free agent running back. Just have him as a change of pace guy. I think he's a good, solid guy. He would definitely be an upgrade in vision. I know the Chiefs hired DeMarco Murray today, which we didn't mention when we drafted Jeremiah Love earlier. Which he didn't have the greatest reputation down at Oklahoma, from what I've heard from my Oklahoma friends and some other people. Even though I think he was an alumni, yeah, he definitely played at Oklahoma. But
I
yeah,
like the
so
hire. Personally, I like that.
I like it, but I also just don't even think it matters because EB's in the building, and like whenever our running backs were good was when EB was here. So that's all I know for right now.
I think he'll make a difference. I really do. I mean, I always look at guys, especially like his name carries weight. So I think he will have a respect. Also, Eric Bieniemy will command that respect. But why would you take Todd Pinkston seriously? He was a wide receiver. Like this guy, like DeMarco Murray was a stone cold killer when he was in the league. So having that guy coach your running backs, granted, they're going to need, if they sign or if they draft Jeremiah Love, they got to sign somebody else in free agency. You can't, I mean, I'd like to have some depth there, but all things considered, like I think it'll be a good hire.
Oh, for sure. No, I think it's an upgrade over, just anyone that doesn't. I'm so tired of Chiefs hiring guys that like don't even know the position. It's out of control. So yeah, I definitely think it'll be a huge upgrade.
So what are we thinking here?
We just went back-to-back defense. We got DN and we got safety. Yeah, this is where the picks really start getting tough. This is like where I've like sat down. I'm like, who do I really want? It starts to get, a little rough around here. Daryl Jackson. Well, Will Lee is good if you're looking at him too. Will Lee was like a great solid corner. Like he's like one of the few people I saw go like one-on-one with like Burden and Weiss in their prime like a year or two ago. He's just a beast at corner, especially in man coverage. So I think he definitely fit the system for sure if we were looking for another one of those.
They could use another corner, especially for depth. I mean, I think that's why like I would have been on board taking the Clemson edge in that last round, because you can find, a solid corner in round 3 or round 4. I mean, if you want to look at Jalen Watson, he was a 7th rounder.
Right.
L'Jarius Sneed was a 4th rounder. And I trust Dave Merritt in his ability to develop cornerbacks over everything else.
Dave Merritt is an insane coach. Like if we're talking about position coaches, I think he's the best one on the team for sure.
Easily.
He's so good. But I like Will Lee. He's there. I also really like Daryl Jackson. I think this defensive line, like, yeah, I know we keep upgrading edge, but like, dude, we have. Outside of Chris Jones, it's Chris Jones and no one
and
on
Omar.
defensive tackle. Omar Norman Law, he looked good a couple games last year, but like, I'd be okay getting a Daryl Jackson, just giving us size in the middle. I I really like Derek Nottie the first couple of years he was with us, but man, dude, I can't keep watching every year just us put out.
No.
Like, I think he's like the last ranked in PFF or close to it for like eligible starters at defensive tackle.
What does
Just
Jackson give you in terms of pass rush?
he's kind of he's a solid pass rusher. I'd say he's just more of like a classic run stuffer. I wouldn't say, but like I don't even think we have that right now in the defensive tackle spot. Like, is Noddy doing that for you? No. I mean, I guess you could say Pennell is if we're bringing back Pennell again next year. But I think he's more of a traditional like just run stuffer, but he's big. I can't remember the last time we've had two defensive tackles that were 6'5". I think he's around that height too.
Would it make sense though to draft that guy in round 3?
I mean, I don't know. I just watched the defense won the Super Bowl is my only big thought. Ted Hurst is a good solid player too. If we're looking to go wide receiver, if we're still freaked out about that, he's kind of under the radar. I guess he must be flying up though if he's getting picked 3rd round. I drafted him in the 6th.
Value.
I drafted him in the 6th round a couple of drafts ago. So
Max Clare.
Oh yeah,
probably
Max
not
there.
3rd though.
Yeah.
You
know what though? Let's be honest. I know you complain about me getting that safety down there instead of doubling up on the edge. Let's go Will Lee though.
I think that's a good idea.
I think he's just the best player available at this spot. Like, I think if we're looking like running back around here, it might be a different case scenario, but we already got a running back in Jeremiah Love in this draft. So, we don't really need to overthink that.
The Steelers just took another tight end. They took Trigg, the Baylor tight end.
Yeah, Trigg's a beast, but Trigg, he gives me a little bit of head case vibes. I really want to root for him. I'll probably have a video out on him here soon. Man, he makes some just insane catches that you'll see. Like, it'll be like just crazy one-handers and stuff. But like, I've heard that his effort, I've seen even on some tape I've watched, like his effort, like when plays he's not getting targeted where he has to block, he kind of just gives up. I don't think Trinidad Chambliss is going to be in the draft, unfortunately.
No, I don't think that's the case. I'm going to go to defense because Kay Calhoun said to pull up all the available defensive linemen, so I will go ahead and do that. What do you think about
You're killing me here. I mean, I think that
I've heard Corleone could be solid.
Well, not just that, but I also think that, like, not to be going for the home stuff, but like McClellan was great for Mizzou, man. He once he came here from, I think Florida was where he transferred from, man, he was just a beast. He was so good. And I love that pick. I think again, it would be one of those interior guys that you can get. I love Corleone too. I think Corleone could have a great nickname as the Godfather or whatever he wants to be called when he gets into town. Definitely not the Emerald City Route Runner or anything crazy like that.
Not the Emerald City Route Runner. There's only one of those.
Yeah, there's only one for sure. Skylar Gill Howard, I'd be kind of stunned if he went that low. I think he's pretty talented. I think he's one of the reasons Texas Tech did so well this past year. I think 263 would be a little beyond where I'd see him getting drafted. I think Skylar would probably be like a 4th or 5th round guy, but maybe these guys are seeing something I'm not. So, but McClellan was great. Skylar Gill Howard is great. And who we're just talking about.
Let me go to wide receiver really quickly because I'm just thinking of needs. Ooh, Kevin. I mean,
man, how many Missouri guys we're gonna have on here?
Are they tracking me right now? Like, not that I'm in Missouri,
gotta be.
I mean, I like Coleman a lot. I don't know if I like him in the 4th round, but
Coleman just keeps. I think I gotta look at my stat sheet here real quick because I feel like I remember Coleman being a slot guy, and I'm kind of getting tired of infinite slot receivers. Yeah, he's full slot receiver. I was about to say, I remember watching him, and I was like, I'm pretty sure every time he lined up, he was there.
I don't know if they can escape this draft without taking a wide receiver, but I would almost pull my hair out if they just drafted a slot guy because
Dude, I don't know if I can do it. Again, I'll be honest. Like it's not like I don't like Kevin Coleman. I think he'll be a great, solid receiver, but I think that I just don't know how many guys you can have that just play slot.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Yeah, Tyron Montgomery was someone I read about recently.
At the Senior Bowl, he exploded, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's so weird having a guy come from, John Carroll. I'll be honest, I follow college sports as much as anyone I'd probably know, and I don't
Where the
even
hell is
know
John Carroll?
I don't know where John Carroll is.
It sounds
I
like a
think John
Boston school, like a northeast school.
Oh, probably. It just sounds like it doesn't exist. I'll be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't understand. But I did hear he was lighting it up down at the Senior Bowl. I think he's a little undersized. I'll be honest, I have not seen any film on him outside of like the Senior Bowl stuff. I saw like a couple of his one-on-ones, and he did pretty good in those. But I have no other idea. It's kind of hard to value a guy at like a third or fourth rounder, playing at John Carroll. But
We've got 2 picks left. We need to think about realistically. I'm not even sold on wide receivers. It could be. Let's just go all. Let's see the best player available. Yeah, let's take Chambliss.
Chandler Rivers, he's a good solid corner at Duke. I remember watching him a bunch. Again, Chris McClellan, always great. Yeah, it's really interesting. Tacario Davis, I think he played at Arizona. I remember watching his tape. I liked it. Bud Clark is someone I hear a lot of buzz about, but we already kind of went that safety route.
I want to check our picks again. We have Love, Young, Warren, Lee. Honestly, I think they could double up. So you feel good about McClellan as a run stuffer?
I do. Who else? Who was our other defensive tackles we had during that?
We've only taken
no on the available page there.
Go ahead and DTs. We got Corleone, which I like him. I've seen Landon Robinson, that name before.
I think McClellan's going to be like more of like a kind of balanced guy from what I remember. I don't think he's going to be like specialized, but he was good against the run. I think that would be where I'd go. I'd go him or Gil Howard right now. I'm sure Gil Howard would probably kill our ranking just because I don't know what they're watching at the website we're on. But
for continuity, let's just take McClellan.
Okay.
And listen, I'm all for giving the Chiefs the best talent possible, and of course the Colts would take Chambliss, but it just shows you that I'm Chiefs first, because it does not make me feel great to take 2 MU guys in the same class. I did take Luther Burden a lot last year.
Yeah, I took a lot of Neil last year, so you just gotta look past the rivalry sometimes. You gotta work with the guys on the other side, whether it be producing or whatever else on a show for the Chiefs. So it's what happens, man.
Ooh, we should look at either tight end or receiver, I think, in this. The thing is, I always hate, what the hell are they smoking?
I'll be honest, I might take this one just because it would give us an extra pick, but that's because I'm just wanting as many picks as I can get. I go crazy with the draft sometimes.
Wait a minute, we already had 146. I thought.
Yeah, they're offering 162, 195, and 233 for 146 and 176.
Oh, okay, but this is one. I thought we already had 146 like picked. Get an extra pick. I'll accept it. Why not?
Yeah, let's see if we got like one of those weird late 6th round or 5th round gigs here. Just see what happens with it.
Carson Beck to the Bucks.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna do anything. Kind of reminds me of Kyle Trask to the Bucks. It's just meaningless.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and look at all.
It gets this is probably the hardest part of the draft. Okay, I want you to check something for me, because this is a guy I like, and this is a guy I'm gonna make a video about here soon for us. Is there an edge rusher from Western Michigan. I gotta remember his name, but if he's out there, he should pop up pretty quick.
Defense edge. Nadame Tucker.
I think that's it.
He's from Western Michigan.
That is him. I'll tell you what, because he's a little undersized for what we're trying to do with Spags defense, which I get, but like, man, dude, you turn on the tape for Nadame Tucker. I know it's Mac, but gosh dang, like his drive is like insane. I mean, he's 6'3", 250. Like I said, not maybe a typical Spags fit, but like I kind of want like a change of pace guy at the edge position every once in a while. I think it would be a good, solid addition for sure.
I'll tell you what, I think we should take Tucker just because Andy Reid loves Western Michigan. Look at Sky Moore. I mean, I'm good. And then I want to check if Jalen is still available. I want to see. I think he will be. I don't think he's getting drafted.
Have Jalen Daniels be the starter for week 1 would be an interesting deal.
I'm not gonna lie, I would hate that, but that's just me. I love. Okay, hold on. Cole. I mean, I would assume. Oh, he's there at 320.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't. I like. Jalen
I'll tell you what. If we get to pick 233 and he's still there, we're taking him.
Okay, you gave me the 2 Mizzou guys. I'll let you get Jalen Daniels, which no offense, it would probably feel like a throwaway pick, but
yeah, I don't know. There's better KU guys I would take. What would you do here? I would look maybe at like a corner.
Sap, or I think I gotta be reminded. I don't remember if Trost played left tackle or right tackle at Mizzou too. I think I wouldn't mind. I don't mind getting another offensive tackle here too, especially late round stuff. I mean, I'm trying to think because who are we gonna have in at right tackle next year? Because Juwan's gone.
It'll be Jalen, not Daniels.
Jalen Moore. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess we just roll with that. Dalen Everett I'm surprised he's that low. I think on my board he's like 4th round, maybe. Let me check on that. Man, I feel like I'm going crazy looking at that. Yeah, no, I have him way higher. Oh my gosh, dude! I take Dalen Everett all day.
Honestly, I love cornerbacks in the later rounds too. Let's go ahead and take Everett.
I mean, can you beat a corner from Georgia in late rounds? I mean, what's the worst that happens? He's a special teams guy. I mean, the best that happens is he's one of those guys that did great for the Eagles the last couple of years.
I'd be curious to see if this is maybe Jalen's not getting drafted. And honestly, as much as I would love to take Jalen, we're not going to take him because they're like, let's be realistic here.
He did a good solid year or a couple of years for you guys there. I was pretty impressed. I won't even lie. There was a time where I did, and I might actually kind of still believe this, but there was a time where I was like, maybe if we had Jalen Daniels or Brady Cook, we might have gone a little further than a Cotton Bowl. But
which Klubnik's not entering the draft. He'll be next year, and he's a top 10 pick or top 20. He's a first rounder.
Yeah, I don't know. Klubnik doesn't give me. I mean, he's a good solid quarterback.
Blanket. Let's take Diego Pavi. I hate that guy.
Dude, I saw so many people. Like, I saw someone mock Diego to the Chiefs, and I was like, bro, I'd rather die than watch Diego Pavia play one game for us, even for a fill-in. I just can't.
My heart would be filled with so much hate.
I think he came out at the Senior Bowl. I think he was 5'9".
He was.
Don't hold me to that. I think he was 5'9". And he was like listed as like 6 foot or like 5'11" the whole time throughout college. I'm like, I remember like being on the field, I think, or like near him during a Mizzou Vanderbilt game, and I was like, this guy is not big. Like, he does not strike me as a big dude, like, at all. Like, I'm sure he's shifty.
Guy.
Yeah,
he was a Heisman candidate, but yeah, I don't know. I think he's very hateable, but
I think that class goes a long way with being a quarterback. But hey, that's just me.
I'll tell you, yes. I'll tell you what, if Jalen was available as a UDFA, I would absolutely sign him. Or
UDFA, yes.
I don't know if signing is the right word. He should at least get a camp invite.
Oh yeah, I think rookie mini camp. I'd love to have Jalen Daniels there, but that's
Yeah,
different than using a whole draft pick on
bro,
him for sure.
they brought in Jared Casey to minicamp. Jalen Daniels is good enough to go to Chiefs minicamp, but okay, what are we thinking here at 233? Honestly, you're gonna probably have to go with a special teamer here. I mean, who is the most athletic player that you see out of these guys? Because at this stage in the draft, I don't care about what position they play. I just want to know how much of a freak they are. Pause if necessary, but
No, I'm taking a set. Sorry, I'm looking at like scrolling through like my notes and stuff over here. I saw Barry Brown in there. Trying to remember if I had anything good on him. Man, I just don't remember him doing a lot.
Daquan Wright's pretty solid.
Daquan Wright is pretty solid. And he could be a special teamer because he plays tight end.
Is this Caden Proctor's brother?
I don't remember. You know what? We're gonna find out right now. I know he goes to like Southeast Louisiana. It's like a green school, I think, or something like that.
Interesting. Caleb Douglas, Skylar Gill Howard. Ooh.
I'm not getting anything yet.
What do you mean? Sorry.
On the Proctor brothers.
Oh.
I have nothing. Nothing.
I don't like the idea of taking a wide receiver here. I don't like the idea of taking any skill position. I'm kind of, oh my God, we could take Justin Jefferson.
Actually, you know what? You know what? I don't think Justin Jefferson was that low in my rankings. I think I've seen him make enough plays to where I'd be okay with that. I feel like Justin Jefferson could do that. I know the whole joke about him being same name, obviously, but I don't know. You know what? I'll tell you what, we were missing a good coverage linebacker, and I have on here that he's a better coverage linebacker, and he could play, again, the special teams role. Just a thought, but
they might also move on from Drew Tranquill, and they like guys that can cover. I like Alabama defensive players. Honestly, we only have about 20 minutes left in this stream because I got to hop on a different recording, but I'm good with Justin Jefferson. I think it's also kind of funny.
You know what, though? Here's my thing. I think his name is Xavier Nawankapa or something like that. He's right there. Here? There he is.
Oh, I like this actually better.
I think I remember him a few years ago, and he really lit it up. And I was like, whoa. I think like a year or two ago, if I remember right, like on a mock draft I did, I think he was rated a little higher than where he's getting drafted right now. I think he's been consistently drafted that 6th round kind of area, but I don't know. I feel like at one point I just remember him being kind of a stud for Iowa. And Iowa over the last, probably 20 years been known for defense and tight end. So I just kind of like it. I don't know why. Just like, it's one of Veach's late round, like, defensive back finds that he has. Plus, I don't want Jamari Connor to start anymore. So it'd be perfect for me.
Amen to that. Of course, the Vikings took Klubnik. He's not going. The Jets took Aller in the 7th. Yeah, oh my gosh. Man, I think for this next one, let's I want to replay, even if we do a 2 3-round mocks instead of a full 7. That way we can kind of go through more of these situations. But going ahead and looking at our picks, Jeremiah Love, Zion Young, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Will Lee III, Chris McClellan, Nadame Tucker, Dalen Everett, and Xavier Nwamka.
I'd feel like this class is ridiculous. I can never see it happening, but I would love it. It'd be nice to get that many picks out of this class. We'll see what the front office does with that. I think that, I'll be honest, if you want to do anything next year, I think you have to. My only thing that I'm a little questionable about is the tight end room next year, especially with Kelsey leaving. I don't know what that's going to look like, or if he is coming back. I don't know. I remember you had that short earlier today that was about how he's gonna he might be coming back, which I I love
Well,
Kelsey. I
hopefully
just
post that shortly here.
yeah, I just don't see. I'm trying to see Kelsey like coming back and like producing consistently. Like once you get to this age, like you just start to like every year you just start to deteriorate. I mean, which is crazy to say for like your mid 30s, but I mean it's football. You're getting hit constantly, especially for Kelsey. I mean, I feel like he had so many moments last year where he was great, but he had so many more moments than previous years where he just was like awful. I mean, the Eagles game was like probably the biggest example I remember of. I mean, you got to catch that ball in the end zone. Like you can't bobble it into the Philly guy's hands. I mean, I that'd be my only other thing with this draft that I'd be looking at is like tight end stuff. Like I think we missed out big time on Harold Fannin Jr. last year. I really liked him out of Bowling Green. That was like my draft crush last year outside of Brashard Smith. Yeah, and I was gonna say if you played fantasy last year, you know who Harold Fannin is. I guarantee it. I mean, at least tried him in the waiver wire. So yeah, definitely just I think that tight end would be the only position I really saw missing on there, or wide receiver, of course. Like I said, I really don't know how our receiving room's looking this year. I don't know what the Rice situation handles. And I think what the draft that we just did would be a very safe defensive draft. I think our defense would be borderline unstoppable, but we'll just kind of see how that works out.
Turn off my ad blocker so you guys can see more of this because that really like pissed me off for whatever reason. We'll go ahead and do another. We got about 13 to 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and do a 3-round mock. We'll do it fast. We are going to I'll go ahead and share my screen again. But shout out to the 28 people that are watching this. We have not done a live stream in quite some time, so I'm glad that we got some people in here in the building, and we'll definitely do more of these, especially as we get closer to the draft. A little sneak preview for the people watching this stream. Garrett and I should be going to Pittsburgh to the draft live to cover that. So that should be a lot of fun. Working on getting the credentialing right now, but we're going to be there when the Chiefs pick at 9, and I'm excited for it.
Oh, yeah. And we'll have that graphic probably hopefully ready before the Chiefs even do for whoever we get. If they pick someone out of who I'm going to pick for the graphics, then I'll be stunned. But, we'll see what happens with it. And I think I saw in the chat, just not to ignore it, but Calhoun was talking about the UConn QB. I think it was Joe Fagano, I think, or something like that. Yeah, he was a good, solid prospect. I just struggle with seeing.
Okay,
I just want like a veteran like backup QB. Like I just don't want to do the rookie backup QB scenario. I just don't think it's worked out well. Like I think you look at like the Colts, for example. I mean, Riley Leonard did not pan out at all. But
this is ridiculous.
I do like Fagano stuff. But okay, we would never get that trade. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
This is literally ridiculous. We're gonna reject it because there's no way in hell that that's gonna happen. But I don't want to take Jeremiah Love. We already did that in the past draft. It's interesting to see that. Bain again goes 2nd overall, not spending too much time on that. Bailey goes the pick before, which really sucks.
Let's be different this time. Let's just go with Falk. I just don't like the pick. I don't know why. He just seems like such a raw talent to me to be picked at 9. And I'd rather like if he was like 2nd or 3rd round, I'd be like, oh, go for it. Like let's just try him out. He's again that 6'6" size, I think, or something like that. And we need more big defensive ends like that. But
truthfully, I would be much more over Peter Woods than Falk. I think Falk has bust written all over him. I think his speed, the lack thereof, is an issue.
Yeah.
I don't know if you think of Woods. I mean, I'd be down for Woods or kind of shaking things up, Lemon.
Yeah. No, Lemon would be great. Dude, I did a draft a couple weeks ago. I went to Lane, which was probably way out of the realm of what most people are going to be thinking. But like if we trade away, McDuffie, and you come back and get like the best probably corner in the draft, in my opinion, I don't know. Just a thought. LSU corners just seem to succeed in the NFL. I don't know what it is about them.
I like an LSU defensive back. We
didn't not draft this early.
Yeah. We didn't draft a wide receiver in that last draft.
We did not.
I would like to take. I mean, I would take. I think Sadiq could be interesting, but I couldn't do it at 9.
Right.
Um,
And who'd you say was available? Was it Jordan Tyson or which one?
no,
Lemon.
Tyson went. It'd be Lemon.
Okay.
Which, from what I've seen, he is a guy that a lot of Chiefs draft creators really, really like. I like Peter Woods, but I think they could also use a wide receiver. But is Lemon the pick at 9?
Man, I just don't know because again, you won't believe what position he plays most on the field, and that's the slot. And I don't know, man. It's bugging me so much how many slot receivers we get. I just struggle to keep getting. Here's my whole thing. I just wanted for years for us just to have a pure outside wide receiver, and like I swear, no matter what we do, like whether it be Worthy or Rice or whoever, we just always put them in the slot. I don't know what it is about it. But man, I mean, maybe you could put Rice and Worthy both on the outside, have Lemon in the slot. But I'm going to go Peter Woods right here. I think he was a little concerning, but like, I think that over like the past like couple of years, he's like regressed a little bit. But like, there was a couple of years ago where I was like, man, he's definitely like top 10, like for sure. So I'd rather have this guy that I've seen like produce consistently than just like continuously go wide receiver and stuff these early rounds. And plus, huge defensive line boost immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like paired with Chris Jones. We got about 5 minutes left, so we're going to speed through this mock draft. Comment down below in the chat what you guys would do. I mean, again, I would take this, but yeah. I would like to be realistic, and that's just. Oh, there's another one though.
Also,
I mean, just
crazy.
It's just ridiculous.
All right, so we went defensive line.
Warren's
do a shorter one.
Pond's available.
I'll be. He's undersized, man. But like, dude, every time you watch him play, the guy's just a dog.
Caleb Banks going a pick before really sucks.
Yeah, but we just got defensive tackle, so I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't be like upset. You know what? Let's just go classic best player available. I'm gonna go Pons. I like the way he plays football. I don't know what it is about him outside. I mean, I do.
He's a dog, man.
Great man coverage, good solid coverage guy all around. Let's say we do fail to sign one of these corners in the offseason or something bad happens with that room, just get Pons. I mean, you have defensive line help and corner help right now. And now you focus on the offense with your 3rd round pick. Make it simple. Ooh. Or you get real interesting. Jonah Coleman's there.
Jonah Coleman guy. Ooh, I think Price is the pick.
Ooh.
Or who would you take between Price and Coleman?
Coleman's like that typical receiving back, whereas I think Price is more of that I'm gonna run down your face kind of thing. I'd rather have Price just for like the sake of we have Rashard Smith for that exact role. Dude was literally a wide receiver. I mean, he was a wide receiver at Miami for like a year or two before he went to SMU, and I feel like we underutilized him so much last year. I can't wait to see what we do with him this upcoming year. I honestly think it could be like maybe not like an Alvin Kamara. That's a little bit too much hype, but like a star player. Like I could see him like producing enough, like especially in screen game or like just like even having him run Texas routes out of the backfield, just something like that. I feel like he'd be great doing for sure.
I don't hate it. I'd love Price. In fact, I'm about to hop off here and talk to some Arrowhead Pride guys, and Caleb James, who's the lead film analyst, does stuff on the channel. And granted, he's got a lot of, there's nuance to the take, but he says that, Jadarian Price can do pretty much. He said he's a carbon copy of Love. Like he might be the second best back in this class.
Yeah, I think I heard someone else say the other day too, like Price would probably be a 1st round pick if he had played with Jeremiah Love in the backfield in college. So I love that pick.
All right, let's go ahead and look at dude. I mean, that's money.
You're just getting dogs. I mean, you're not even thinking about it at that point. That's just pure like, I know he's a great football player. I know what he is already, and you just draft him, man. I mean, I think all three of those guys would be great at the next level. I think Price would be super good. I'd be really excited about this draft. I'd be interested to see what we do in free agency, going defensive tackle first. I mean, I'd hope we get like an edge or something in free agency or some sort of help. But yeah, I mean, Pond's just a dog at corner, and yeah, I love this draft for sure. It'd be nice to get some more picks though, for sure.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that could be part of the strategy going forward. Like, the NFL draft doesn't work like a mock draft simulator. You're not going to get trade packages like that. But, if the Chiefs could potentially trade Trent McDuffie and, get younger and get draft capital in return, like I think I would do that in a heartbeat. We talked about that on a short either yesterday or the day before. Get younger, get cheaper, get a second and a fourth. And, those two players, you're going to have to trust your coaching staff to develop those guys. And I think that they can do it.
Oh, for sure. I definitely think that they can. And it's just going to be so interesting to see what we do this year, man. It's going to be insane. I think go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask you before we get out of here. Is there someone, and I know it's kind of a jam-packed question, but if the Chiefs took this guy at 9, you would be disappointed?
I think Falk. I really do. I just think that he's just so raw. I think that there'd be a guy at 9 too that I'd be excited about that everyone might be a little upset about. But like if it falls this way, I'd love it. But if we got like Caleb Downs at 9, I know it'd be really weird for us to get a safety, but dude, he's such a good defensive back. He was the star of the Ohio State defense over the last like 2 or 3 years. So I think everyone else might be a little upset with us going safety, but I'd be thrilled with that.
Who do you think your like number one player in the class is?
Like we're talking about for the Chiefs, or just like
overall, like the best prospect in this class? I've heard Jeremiah Love. I've heard Caleb Downs. I've heard Bain. Like
it'd probably be Bain followed by like Mendoza and then Love. And then David Bailey in my books is great. I think if you watch any Texas Tech game last year, he looked great. I just don't know if he fits what the Chiefs are trying to do. I think size wise, he's a little smaller, but like Texas Tech did not lose the playoff game because of their offense is all I'm going to say.
No, they did not.
Or they didn't lose it because of their defense. Yeah. Sorry. Other way around, No,
but that defense showed up. But honestly, Garrett, like I thought that was a really good first mock draft stream. If you guys enjoyed this stream, hit that like button. Also, go check out the website, kcsportsreport.com. We're working behind the scenes to make that better. We're going to definitely do, Garrett, are we thinking like a couple times a week probably to doing something like this?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we can definitely start doing this way more frequently, and check out our shorts that we're going to keep making. We're going to keep making these player profiles that we're going to have coming out. And I think, it's going to give you guys a good idea of like who is available in the drafts. Oh yeah, totally agree. Caleb Downs is great. Yeah, I'm excited for him. Oh yeah,
but I do think that especially as we go on through the offseason, we had a good crowd in here tonight. I think we can get even more, Chiefs fans in here, and we can make this as interactive as possible. I'd love to open up the stream if anyone wanted to come on and talk draft. That is also something that I would be open to doing in the future. So hit that like button on this stream. Garrett, you want to go ahead and plug away your social media?
Sure. I really just running one right now. I'm running the one with KC Sports Report, but I'm also running G Bayside on TikTok. If you just want to see some fun football edits over there, I have an Ahmed Hardy one that is my favorite personally. It's based on Fusion Frenzy, the video game back in the 2000s, but it's a good one. So that's really all I got going right now. I'm going to be on KC Sports Report all the time. So if you hear my voice or whatever, feel free to say hello in the comments. I'll try to say hi back one of these days.
Absolutely, guys. Go check out, all the stuff that we're doing here on the channel, but hit that like button on this stream. We'll come back here in the next couple days or next week and do another mock draft because we got a lot of time. And I think that especially with how important this draft is, we want to be here every step of the way. So appreciate you guys for watching this stream. We're out.